Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DotaPit League Season number 3, a lower bracket matchup for the qualifiers between Ninjas in Pajamas and Basically Unknown about to get underway. And well, thank you so much for sticking with us and joining us after this long pause. Of course, we had a long time before we got into the series. NiP did go up against 4ASC in a 2-game series, which is why we were waiting so long. They were pretty much a bit late here, but no penalty has been awarded to them, so they'll be drafting with the same amount of reserve time, basically unknown as well, going to be going up against them. And, well, this is a pretty interesting lower bracket matchup. Honestly, one of the closest matchups probably we'll see in this entire bracket. So thanks for joining us. Again, my name is Mont. With me today is Mont Paxter Satsman, and, of course, Tralf. Tralf, how the hell are you, man?
I'm doing better. I've woken up a bit, got my coffee, got a Coke. Coca-Cola, that is, and I'm excited to see my old Han brethren of Ninjas in Pajamas. I don't know if people know that about a lot of these players, but they're fresh from, most of them are fresh from Han.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've just freshly crossed over, and that seems to be the case for a lot of Han players right now. I mean, I guess Han is pretty much a dead game at this point. I think it's pretty much just kaput. I don't know if any tournaments are still happening or if any games are still being played, but as it seems like there's so many Han players that have crossed over, obviously, since you guys did from when you guys were in Stay Free and then crossed over. And obviously, now we have a lot more Han players coming in. It's exciting. It's a brave new world. So
I think it's fun to see fresh teams, like not just some quote-unquote recycled teams where they just shift around all the known players. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's cool to see fresh new faces just because I feel like they're more motivated. Like they're more excited about it. They have fresh new ideas that throw teams off. Speaking of ideas, though, this one might not be so fresh, but it was certainly effective when I first saw it. But this Axe Dazzle Tusk combination specifically, I saw Cloud9 do this quite some time ago, actually. It looked really weird on paper, but my god, it owned so freaking hard.
Yeah.
The combination with Tusk and his Snowball, as he snowballs Axe and Dazzle, Axe follows up with a call, Dazzle uses a healing bomb. It's really, really effective if you can actually get it off. And it's actually quite good against Jug, too, because both the call and the healing wave go through the spin. Or I should say it's physical damage.
Yeah. It's really, really, really nice to be able to lock him down and be able to get him killed early on because otherwise it's very difficult to kill this Juggernaut. Honestly, in an aggressive tri-lane, it works really well. You talked about the Shadow Wave damage. It's actually ridiculous how much damage that Shadow Wave can do, even early on in the game. And they're actually going to pair it up with an Invoker as well, which will more than likely be a Quas Exhort Invoker, so Sun Strikes are going to be critical here. And they'll just be sniping people around this map. They have this global strategy with the Invoker, and now they really, I think, because they have this Dazzle Axe Tusk combo, they'll probably need to pick a solo hero as well to follow this up with. So basically unknown, they know what they're going to get into right now with this combo. The question is, how do they play against it?
Yeah, I'm wondering what they want to do. So typically when you're expecting some kind of Axe aggression, whether it's an Axe dual lane, off lane, or an Axe tri lane where they're trying to, cut creeps and just be up in your face and be really, really annoying, there's a couple ways of going about it. One is you just dodge it and you get some kind of hero that just can get away. So for instance, if they wanted to solo Quap up there and just they know that Quap won't die. The problem with this idea is that normally they take your tower in 3 minutes, and there's nothing that you can do. Unless you're like, crap, let's rotate heroes. Well, if you're going to rotate heroes, why not tri-lane to begin with? So I think the best thing to do is, and it's kind of scary now because they've already drafted the Juggernaut, is to try to pick as many ranged heroes as possible. In fact, I saw Ninjas in Pajamas do this strat against someone not too long ago. I think it was Empire, actually. I forget what it was for, but they were playing against Empire. Maybe it was even Star Ladder. Yeah, where there was an Axe tri-lane, or Axe in the lane or something. And I think they actually ran it aggressively, but the point still stands that they ran like Viper, AA, and like Venge or something like that. Just really strong ranged heroes with tons of damage, and it really owned hard. So I'm kind of scared right now for Basically Unknown because, especially with that Tide pick, because that's going to be probably offlane. That means Venge and Juggernaut safe lane with some other support. That's very weak against an Axe tri-lane. Vengeful Spirit's already got low range. Juggernaut is a melee hero, which is already a problem against Axe, and you can't rely on Blade Fury to get out of Axe. So a little bit scared for Basically Unknown. I think they're going to need to try to change something up or do something different here.
Yeah, this is going to be dangerous, honestly. We saw what can happen in the beginning of the game. Juggernaut, even if he gets farm later on in the game, I mean, at the beginning of the game, Juggernaut actually really needs to get off to a good start because Ninjas in Pajamas could just snowball at that point. He won't be able to Omni Slash. You won't have, say, his phase and a Mask Madness to help out as well. Then, Invoker gets farm. He starts getting items, and that becomes scary. And I don't really imagine seeing this Venge Juggernaut being useful if they get aggro trialing again. So they have to pick up a really good last support here, and even that seems kind of, it's going to be rough. And, you know, Ninjas in Pajamas, they make sure they get rid of those ranged shears. They got rid of the Viper like you talked about, and the Ancient Apparition was, in fact, that last ban as well. So that's really smart coming out from NiP.
The AA ban was pretty good, too. I think I'm trying to, you know, get into the metagame of Axe here because Axe is so popular and what's good against Axe. And there's a couple things, like I talked about, Viper, AA is not bad. Anti-Mage is actually really good in the mid to late game because if you ever go on him when he's popped his Manta, or even if he hasn't, you just burn all of Axe's mana and he can't really do much. But as far as the laning stage, I actually think Shadow Demon is really good against Axe. For the one reason to kind of disjoint the combo that's coming out, but two, if you just put the disruption on Axe and throw those illusions at him, they actually hurt him a lot because they can spin too. And then of course the ultimate's very good at all stages of the game. So I'm wondering if basically a known go for a Shadow Demon. They need another support. It needs to be a ranged hero, and it needs to be something that can deal with Axe. So I would suggest Shadow Demon. Yeah,
it's certainly a possibility. I actually would love to see a Shadow Demon. He's woefully underused in the current metagame, I'd say. He's picked occasionally in certain situations like this, but we'll have to wait and see for BU. For NiP, they need, let's see, Tusk support, Douse support, Axe in the lane, Invoker. Yeah, they need that solo here we were talking about. And
assuming they go aggro trial.
Right.
I'm assuming this just because I've seen this before and it was so damn good. And that could be it, the solo short clink. So we don't know for sure, but that's what I think we both presume.
Yeah, you could also dodge the trialing for basically a known, and that might be fine, but at the same time, you'll probably just see musical lanes coming out from these two teams. Someone will go, you know, to one lane, they'll switch that around, and they'll just try to dodge and maybe even try to, if you're in Ninjas in Pajamas, match the tri-lane. So we'll wait and see how that does pan out. It's going to be kind of interesting early game, I'd say, for both teams.
The scary thing, though, about dodging, like I said, against Axe, especially when they go aggro, is that tower will die so fast because he can always just cut the wave, and then you have no... You literally have no waves to support your tower, and so that tower will die in a matter of 3 minutes at max if they really want to push the issue. Lina here, it's not bad. It gives you a lot of range with the Dragon Slave for harassment, but if she ever gets caught, she's dead. Like her stun is very easy to dodge, especially in lane, just because it's so slow. And I mean, I see what their idea is with a Lina pick. It's a long-range nuke, and she has a very, very long-range attack, actually. But I'm still a little bit worried for that lane.
Yeah, I mean, the base damage isn't that high from a right-click. It's really just coming down to setting up a stun with the Vengeful Spirit, Magic Missile followed up by like a Light Strike Array or something, and hope that you can get multiple heroes and do a lot of damage. But that's difficult because I just feel like Lina's fine, but they might have been better off going for Disruption. If the Lina doesn't get caught, you can Light Strike Array to stop any sort of regression coming out, but it's difficult. This is not going to be an easy lineup for basically a node to play against, and NiP should have a pretty good time. This Clinks could also, if they give him a good lane, or if he gets enough solo presence in terms of experience and farm, he could just absolutely go to work on some of these heroes as well, so we'll see how it pans out. And I think basically knowing they're already off to kind of a tricky start here with their draft the way it is.
Well, it looks like it's going to be an off-lane co-op for Sexy Bambo, as I'm pretty sure he's their off-lane player. He's got a Sentry and a Ward, and he actually gives... Oh, no, he's getting a pool, too. They're like, indecisive about what they want to do down here.
Yeah, they're wasting a bit of time with Mayo.
They are. Look at them. They're just going back and forth.
Oh, give me
All
that.
right, he's got his pool. He's ready to go, and I think they are expecting the Clinks to be solo short, which is why they want the co-op to go against him, which is not so bad. And then bottom, it looks like it may just be dual lane sister. I think that maybe Hanskin just walked up here to place a ward.
Yeah, I think so. And then he'll just walk back down. He has boots versus well. I would be very surprised to see Tusk down in that lane bottom.
Yeah, me too.
But we'll see how this pans out. Honestly, there's a stat that Moppax posted earlier on in this week when we saw another off lane or like safe lane quap. There's a stat that's like ridiculous that the safe lane or side lane quap has like 1 win in 6.83 or something ridiculous. Mid lane quap has a pretty decent win rate, and then safe lane or off lane quap is just not doing well at all in this current meta game.
I actually think offlane quap is really, really good, though. I just think either people. Oh, actually, there might be some action near bottom.
And they got to go and Seal Kid going the wrong way, but they don't chase him down. Actually, Paris is going to be blocked off, or Fan rather is the one that's blocked. Magic Missile Gust, they're getting first blood here. The spin goes in, and already this format aggression coming out. They get an easy kill with Mayomi picking up first blood, and they just were not expecting that for NiP. So this tri-lane gets off to a rough start, honestly.
They were just there was miscommunication about what they wanted to do. Like the Axe wanted to stay and fight, the rest of them wanted to run just because I think they knew that their numbers were or they were outnumbered, just because the mid player of Mind Control walked down there. So yeah, they just were not all on the same page at all, clearly. And I actually think that if Invoker was there, even though Invoker is pretty bad level 1, I mean, this combination is so strong. I think they actually did have a chance to man up, but they just didn't have the numbers, and yeah, their communication was not all there.
We'll see what this gives them, basically. You know, they got a little bit of experience, a couple of a bit of gold as well, and honestly, that's not bad to start off with, but how will this tri-lane progress against the aggro tri-lane? Because we talked about how deadly it is, and I don't really know if Sakshi could actually get any farm here on this Juggernaut anymore unless they pull, so...
Yeah, they did pull once. It looks like it's going to be a little bit disrupted here. Actually, they only pulled half the creep wave, so they actually lose the creeps. That's really good for the Radiant side. Solo mid Quap has 49% win rate in 33 games, so it's not even that that impressive in its own right. But they need to wait for the Axe to hit level 2 to do anything in this lane. They need that call.
Yeah. Going for the counter Helix obviously gives you that extra bit of damage, but until you hit that level 2, which again, aggro tri-lane, you're not going to get the most experience unless you're getting kills. So it'll take some time to get them some levels, but actually Mind Control in the mid lane doing very well for himself with 10 last hits. Hate Mother sitting at just a measly 5 currently. Again, Exort Invoker will have some decent damage in a bit, but for now it's kind of low. And Sakshika going to work against Seal Kid. As it stands right now, again, we'll have to wait and see how the other lanes go up, the solo lanes. I think Klinks could do pretty well for himself in this top lane. He's got 7 last hits, but the Quap Bambo is having a fantastic time with 10 last hits. So.
Yeah, he's actually doing very well. Yeah, that's really good. That extra pool really did pay off, though. He's actually burned through all his regen, so that's 5 trees in total right now. So that's very good for him. He's got his bottle on the way. And he's actually got a sentry ward for the Klinks, too, if he can get him low enough. Although Klinks does have some good regen, too, so... It's beginning to even out in this top lane, but that's really good for the Radiant. Like, this is a lane that they were expected to lose badly.
Yeah.
And then the mid lane, as you mentioned, the Tide's doing really well.
Yeah, this is actually the lanes are going pretty in favor of NiP. They're not really shutting down Sakshika from farming. They have the same last hits as Jonathan Fan, and Hanskin and Jonathan Fan are ready to go. I mean, you see Hanskin is invis, and he might go for the snowball. Jonathan Fan has his level 2 with Berserker's Call. Do they have Shadow Wave? Absolutely. He also has his level 2 on the Dazzle as well. But now they're backing up. They're pretty close to their tower. They need this wave to push out if they want to be super successful in getting a gank. But we'll see how it pans out for the Axe here.
They really want to get vision of this Lina, or at least one of the supports, because they will die instantly, basically.
Kind of casual light strike array from Matt. He does have a clarity, so no big deal there. Not an issue. Just says, let me just throw some fire at your face. And well, now look at this. They're gonna go ahead and cut the creep wave. And Jonas fan, he says, I'm fine. Wave of Terror, that's fine. But Lina's really the only person that can stop him from doing this. They're thinking about it. Salve's going to go. Sakshika is going to try to back away. Counter Helix goes. Magic Missile. Maybe a Snowball. It's going to go right as they dodge the Light Strike Array. And Paris, Blade Fury's it up. It is going to hit him. There's the Berserker's Call going. Sunstrike from long range, but Paris avoids it just a bit too late. Now there's the Grave coming out from Seal Kid. They're still going to work. They get nice uses of the Ice Shards. Matt is in some trouble, but they do trade 1 for 1. The Magic Missile going at a perfect time. And how unfortunate that Sunstrike misses. Had it been a little bit early, and that would have been fine.
Yeah, he's also gone for only 2 into Exort, so it wouldn't have even done that much damage. I'm surprised he didn't go for 3 Exort for extra global power. But yeah, I mean, the call is only level 1, I believe, so it doesn't last for very long.
Oh, Eric gets a solo kill, and he salves up, and actually avoids a lot of the Shadow Strike damage. Oh, that is huge. Bambo was having a heck of a lane, but that hurts a bit, so...
Damn. Well, I mean, very nicely played, but this is kind of to be expected. Like, I'm still surprised that the Quap is actually doing as well as she is. But nice for Era to bring that back. He needs to ferry some regen out, though, now.
Helix, maybe a Berserker's Call? No. It's so hard to keep track of everything on the map.
I know.
This aggro tri-lane and the top lane, you're just like, I don't know when people are going to die. It's difficult. It's hard.
This Tide is destroying, man. 27 to the 14, almost double the CS of the Invoker. The Exort Invoker, mind you. This isn't the, crappy Quaswegs that hits for 45 damage at the start. This is an Exort Invoker with the aid of a Forged Spirit, so he's really dominating mid lane.
Dude, Mind Control has been impressive. We talk a lot about Bambo on this team for basically because of how they played against Beepone, but Mind Control has been on point in these last couple of games, and Yeah, dominating is one way to look at it. He absolutely is. This Invoker is getting just shut down. 15 last hits, and we'll see what he goes for in terms of itemization. But the Tide already has his Arcanes, and Blink Dagger should come soon. I mean, he's going to have Arcane's Bottle and Blink pretty soon, and that'll be frightening. That'll be one way to stop this aggression coming up from NiP with this aggressive Dire tri-lane.
Yeah, and Unknown are just playing the tri-lane well. Like, their supports are sitting really far back. They're making sure that they don't get in range of even the Snowball from Tuskar. Because they know that, yeah, they can maybe initiate onto the Juggernaut, but the stun of the Snowball won't actually hit him or hurt him because he's got Blade Fury. So it's got to be all from lucky procs of the counter Helix and the heal. But if they don't have tons of creeps by their side, that heal's not going to do too much.
And do you think this lane is not really doing that much? Do you want to see them maybe blow up the Sagro tri-lane, or do you want to be a bit more aggressive here for the Dire team?
I mean, the First Blood really kind of screwed things up for them. The Axe got to lane late as a result, and one of them got First Blood, so that means extra gold for them, and yeah, that was extra gold boots basically for the Venge, so she's able to keep her distance. I will say that Axe is still farming better than the Jug, right? Oh, actually, it's pretty much even, so...
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. Oh, Maomi's going to get spotted out. They're going to go for the Ice Shots. They miss! Stonewall could have came after that. That would have been a huge kill. Maomi playing a bit too far up. And tempted fate, if you will. Yeah, I just feel like NiP aren't really getting anything out of this lane right now other than getting Axe farm, which is fine, but they're not necessarily shutting down the Juggernaut. So...
They're just waiting for that right opening. And they get another level up in the Berserker's Call soon. Actually, no, it's going to be level 1 for a while. But yeah, if they're on point with the Sunstrike, I think it's a guaranteed kill, especially into one of the supports.
And the problem
Sunstrike's level 4 now, but yeah.
They just don't have the vision, number one. They have this Observer Ward in lane, but there's also this Radiant Observer Ward, so it's kind of difficult to get into position and go on these supports. And they certainly don't want to go on Sashka. And now they're going to TP down the Tidehunter. He has Ravage. They're ready to go. No Blink, obviously, but with a Magic Missile going in. A Light Strike Array, if it's there, Hanskin actually avoids it. Ravage is going to go. Yoda doesn't notice the Tide walk in, and he just gets obliterated by those tentacles. He's done. 17 seconds for him to respawn. Just a nice gank coming from Mind Control. He gets the kill. He's up to 1,200 gold now. Nicely played.
Yeah, nice rotation. And the thing about those kind of rotations is usually it's like, oh, well, space created, our Invoker's farming. Well, he's actually not farming very well. He's still got 27 CS in 8 minutes. That's pretty bad. So Ape Mother really not connecting with CS or just getting outplayed here in the mid lane one way or the other. Just does not have the farm he needs to have. Setting up top room, it is an illusion. Bambo scouts it out. Unfortunately, couldn't refill his bottle. That would have been huge for him, but
Snowball?
he's still sitting at 31 CS.
Oh, Sakshka, there's the Sunstrike. The Berserker's Call goes as well. The Blade Fury, and look at that! The Light Strike Array, or rather the Dragon Slave, just destroys the Dazzle. They're going to get the Axe as well. What a disaster for NiP early on in this game. They wanted to go on the Juggernaut. They wanted to see how it turned out because, you know, the Blade Fury is good, but the Sunstrike will pierce it, as well as obviously the physical damage, but they just didn't do anything to him. He was fine.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to rely on their solos, especially Era, to pick this one up for him, or for them. 53 CS for him. He's got Treads, Aquila. So if he wanted to go for an Orchid, it's going to be relatively late, all things considered. I know his CS is good. He won his lane, but he's gone for a lot of utility items beforehand.
And so for now, yeah, he'll be not necessarily a factor, at least for a bit of time. And the same could be said for the Invoker, especially because I think he's going for a Midas. So this is just... And Naomi's actually roaming in with the smoke, and they could easily get a kill, although no Ravage for 50 seconds. Invoker's not the tankiest guy in the world, so they might be able to bring him down. Top lane, though. Bambo getting roamed down here. Era's looking to right-click. No, actually, they just blew up that aggro tri lane. They know that they've got a lost cause in that bottom lane, so that's a problem.
Yeah. Tusk comes down here to try to get some free experience and maybe some farm. So, if you can get level 6. Have you played the new Tusk, by the way, with the ultimate? It's so annoying.
No, I haven't.
Like, he used to be able to just press it and it was, like, activated. But now you have to, like, press it and click it. It bugs the crap out of me.
It's one of those small changes where you're just like, oh my god, why? Why did you have to do that? But
yeah, like, I tried it, like, I pressed it, and then I would, like, attack someone. I'm like, why is my ult not working? Actually, look at this Lena sitting up here.
Era's not spotting her out at all. Oof. He might get jumped on here if he's not lucky. He has a death pack, so he's pretty tanky.
They have a dust? Yeah, they do have a dust on Quap.
Oh, Light Strike missed, though. That was just kind of a random throwing out Light Strike saying, hey, Let's get this kill, but no, Bambo couldn't really get there in time with the Shadow Strike. And Era actually is just sort of shadowing Matt, who leaves the lane. And 5-2. Now Sunstrike's going to go. Actually will not hit. Bambo blinks away just in time.
Era went way too early. If they actually wanted to get that kill, he needed to wait for the Sunstrike to actually hit.
Yeah. Wrap from Hanskin. Hanskin actually has a haste rune. But Bambo is not going to get caught by this. They don't have an Observer Ward top rune spot, though. But look at this Ancient stack coming out. This Tide is going to be freaking farm, man. He's going to have his blink after this Ancient stack, no problem. He's going to have a blink in like 11 minutes.
Do they know that the Tuskar is here? He's just kind of sitting out by himself.
They don't have a vision of him. Not right now, anyway. They will pretty soon, I imagine.
Well, I don't think Tusk can kill anybody,
no,
so
yeah.
he's just going to reveal himself.
He's going to walk away. He's going to get Gush, and he's going to walk away. Hanskin is just going to get chased by Mind Control a bit, and then... Actually, I don't know what's happening. Hanskin's just like, I'm not afraid of you. If they get any other hero there, he's probably just going to die, though, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, maybe wasting Tide's time, I guess, is what his plan is. This is going to be so much gold, though, for the Tide. I think he wanted the experience of the stack, but now this is going to hurt him.
Shadow Strike, Gush. He's going to pop the Sigil. The Sonic Wave just blows him up. Bam's like, listen, no, forget this. Sunstrike, it's going to hit, but where's the follow-up? There's going to be the Battle Hunger going in. The Scream of Pain, Era right-clicks once. The low ground miss, not that it matters. The Battle Hunger will clear it up, and Jonas and Finn gets the kill. But while that's happening, Tide does finish up the Ancient stack, where he's finishing it up. His Blink Dagger's now done, and that's pretty nice.
Definitely not worth it, though, for NiP. They're about to lose their bottom tower, or at least getting pressured a lot. Hanskin will TP down there, and you still have Tide taking the stack. Actually, he needs more mana to finish this off. So maybe, yeah, he'll get a bottle up here, and he will finish the stack. Yeah, that's going to be good for him. He actually's got his Blink Arcanes, man. He is so farmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was he playing when we last casted him? Do you remember? Because I remember him. I think it was Panda, actually.
I think he played Panda one game. I know Bambo played it in the off.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe it was Zeus? Was it
Zeus sounds about right. Yeah, he definitely played Zeus one game for sure.
But I remember him impressing me. I remember that, because I didn't know who the guy was. I was like, okay, he's pretty decent.
Well, this guy he's been on point, and he'll continue to be on point, I think, as he continues to farm up. And I really think that he's going to be putting a lot of pressure on NiP. Yeah, you have a Vanguard on Axe, but everyone else has no farm except for the Clinks. I mean, he has a pretty quick Oblivion staff, actually, after we thought that maybe it's going to take a bit longer to get that Orchid. Might not be as late as we once thought. Meanwhile, Naomi does pick up the Tier 1 tower down bottom with the help of the Juggernaut, who wanted that last hit, I'm sure. And I don't know, once Unknowns start fighting here with this... Ravage and Omni Slash, things can get a bit dicey for an IP for sure.
Yeah, I don't really like the Vanguard on Axe either. I think you get Vanguard when you've won your lane and you've crushed, and you can afford to get it. But I think they need the Blink. I think they were going to need it. They have these nice stacks to work with, though, and so maybe it won't be that big of a deal. And actually,
the snipe from Era. He gets the courier, nothing on it, though. He'll Shadow Walk away or Skeleton Walk. And Naomi doesn't have any detection, yeah. He might be able to get a kill. If he had Orchid, he could definitely get a kill. But, no. He can't really go on Paris.
Just going to steal the experience. He's actually going to Dark Pack that maybe and run away. No, just going to steal the experience.
Skeleton Walk's ready, and yeah, he's not going to go for it. Yeah, he just wants the experience, but they're going to try to go for the kill. Ice Shards, and actually, Paris is going to get away. But there's the Walrus Punch to keep him plays. Jonas and Fan, the swap goes out, but Paris gets right-click down. The machine gun of Era, and Naomi's in trouble as well. Berserker's call, but there's the Scream of Pain. Sonic Wave, but Era's fine. He gets dusted and graved. Naomi, he needs to get Culling Blade. Will it happen? Sunstrike's going to go. That'll secure the kill. Ravage on the backside. Era's going to fall. Turning it for a 2-for-2 trade thus far. A goddamn bloodbath, and Jonas and Fan walks out. Berserker's call. Oh, he missed. Bambo blinks, and Jonas and Fan actually just waited too long. Oh no, he needs to survive. His blink is so close to being completed, and he might not. Actually, they won't chase any further. Okay, he's fine. Just kidding.
Yep. Yeah, very nicely done by Bambo. He did a lot of damage there. I have to say, though, that was a really quick reaction of the heal plus Grave from Dazzle. I think Cleeks would have died much quicker. Oh, hey, Mother, he's caught out in no man's land, actually.
He tried that Ghost Walk, and then boom, the dust came out immediately afterwards. It's rough.
I think he should have known that they were there. They just were fighting there. Maybe he just thought they were too low and wanted to heal, but there's the blink for Axe, so it's not too bad that he went Vanguard first, because he got the blink pretty quickly after with the help of these stacks. So we'll see how much more he can contribute now. It should be easy to get these blink calls plus Sunstrike.
This is not looking too terrible for NiP, despite how things went in the early game. Mind Control is really farmed though at this point, and Jug's getting there. Walrus Punch slows Mind Control down. They're trying desperately to get there with the Berserker's Call, and they'll find him. Snowball goes in. Calling Blade. It's not really in Threshold right yet. And actually uses this fan has to just walk away. That's going to be a nice usage of the Shadow Wave to keep them up fighting fit. But tanky-ass Tidehunter, man. Now he even gets a regen to his aim as well. Oh, but they're going to go on Mad Sunstrike. Goes in at the perfect time. And the Calling Blade. They'll chase after the Tide. He blinks just before the Searing Arrows hit him in the back. And the Tier 1 tower getting assaulted now. They're playing 4 and 5-man Dota. The Sunstrike is obviously being that 5th man. And they get the Tier 1 tower off the back end of it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Well, Juggernaut has an ulti that he really wants to use. He hasn't been able to find a target. It's hard to really hone in on a target with the Juggernaut when there's a Dazzle sitting behind with a Grave. Not to mention these heroes are pretty tanky. Like, Clinks isn't thought of as a tanky hero, but when he used the Dark Pact, what was it called? Death Pact or Dark Pact?
Death Pact.
With Strength Treads. Look, he's almost 1700 HP, man. That's actually a really tanky hero. So it's kind of a hard game. Like, he did well in the laning phase, but outside of that, it's actually pretty hard for Juggernaut to really kill someone with this ulti.
Yeah, the Graves are going to be huge. Obviously, the Axe is naturally tanky. Hanskin has Snowball to help out as well. This is not an easy game for him to Omni Slash and destroy people with. Unlike what we saw Excalibur accomplish with Meepone. Oh, Jonas fan is always going to get dusted. The casual dust coming out from Unknown. The next level they knew. So, actually, he'll just walk away and head to the mid lane. And... all right, we'll continue onward. Nothing of value lost in that situation.
Yeah, they thought that maybe the Clinks broke their smoke, but it was just an invis for him. So, unfortunately, couldn't get the Wave of Terror to cancel the blink. And there's the Orchids for Clinks. Not the, like I said, not the earliest Orchids, but it's definitely still a good item in this game. Like, there's not going to be a Manta up very quickly on the Juggernaut. You initiate on him, he's pretty much dead. Not very good against Tidehunter, but it's still, obviously an overall good item on Clinks.
I like this play coming out from NiP, but this is going to take some time, even with Wave of Terror and Gush. We might see them get there in time. Sealkid's not going to check the pit. Hanskin is going to throw the Sigil off. Will it be too late? Bambo walks in as well. He blinks. They know that he's there down. They're going to try to fight this, but they actually stop the blink with the Laguna. Dragon Slave Ravage coming in on to 3. Mind Control says, how do you do this? Sonic Wave blowing up 1, but they do get the snowball, but Jonas and Fan in some trouble. Berserker's Call blinks away. Buyback coming out from Sealkid. Grave available, but it does get in, and Bambo now chasing too far. Calling Blade is there, jams it in. Great buyback from Sealkid. They do get the clicks in the back end. A 2-for-2 trade with the buyback coming in, but guess who's in the top lane? 8 Mother is split pushing the Tier 3 tower at 18 minutes into the game, but back to the fight. Snowball going, and Hanskin still alive. Sealkid desperately trying to keep him up. Grave available in 10 seconds. Shadow Wave's going to go. The Dragon Slave misses. Sunstrike, Mad in trouble. Jonas Fan gets the kill. He's dominating. Mind Control gets the kill on the other side on Hanskin. Calling Blade no mana, but they don't need it. An NiP hold at the Roche Pit. Tier 3 tower falls. 8 Mother leaves. What a freaking crazy-ass fight. What the hell happened? Holy.
Well, Jug still did an ulti. I think that's kind of a big deal. Especially when you have a 3-man Ravage, and they're all still in the range of his Anchor Smash too. It was a really nice snowball that I think really saved the whole fight from the Tuskar. Just buying time for the entire team to stay alive, and buying time for the Invoker to push the Tier 3 tower at 18-17 minutes. So really nice plays from Hanskin, showing just how strong the snowball is. Sigil's really strong too, but yeah, I didn't see it, but just the Jug did an ulti or something?
Yeah, he got picked off by Clinks. I think he might have been Orchided even as well. Bambo,
okay.
Sunstricken? No, he actually avoids by walking north.
It must have been the, it must have been that Orchids, but...
Speaking of which...
That's
Bambo, Yule Scepter actually, but Berserker's Call. Oh, the blink just in time for Bambo, and now Mind Control and Mad chasing after Jonas and he's dead. Berserker's Call is going to go, but the Laguna Blade says, well, give me that money. Zap. Boom goes the dynamite. What else is going on? Arrow's getting chased down. Roshan is in fact going on. Is he dead? Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be close. They're going to get it. Air picks up the Aegis. And the snowball. The AoE disruption is real. Walrus punch onto Paris, but look at this damage coming out. There's going to be a scream of pain. And there's going to be a miss on the Sunstrike, but finally Omni Slash gets off. Jonas Van just fought back, but he gets graved. One Calling Blade. The second misses. Naomi's still getting chased down. Berserker's Call. He is going to fall. 2 dead. Air chasing after the Light Strike Array. Mad TPing away. Meanwhile, Mind Control. 8 Mother battling out. Bambo using himself. Mad Control getting, Orchided, but he actually Kraken chills it off. Bambo's going to fall. Double kill for 8 Mother. Arrow still chasing after Mind Control. Another Searing Arrow. He's low. 200 damage, 200 HP left in his pool, but actually, He'll get out. He'll TP away. Still, though, the fight goes in favor of NiP. And they are running out, basically, and they're getting these victories.
Is under attack.
Yeah, man, the Tuskar snowball with Dazzle is so strong. It's really hard to kill anybody and actually focus someone down. They need to burst someone with Lina ulti, but she already used it there to get to finish off that kill on the Axe. But like we saw, I think he bought back anyway, so it didn't really matter too much.
My lord, the mech and the Ravage coming out. Era does have, of course, his Aegis, and they don't have detection.
Oh no! Oh, he actually revealed himself.
Why?
Why did he do that?
And the Laguna Blade to finish him off for good measure.
Now
That's
they have
the
detection.
Aegis.
That was a big misplay.
Sentry's down. Light Strike Array. Era actually gets blown up. Now there's going to be the Berserker's Call. Is there a Culling Blade? Naomi sticks up and stays alive. Jonas Van might not be so lucky. He has the Blade Mail, but there's no follow-up coming in. Dazzle finally TP's in. Weave, but Mind Control does blink away. And in the past 5 to 10 minutes, this game has devolved into Man Fight Central, where teams run at each other and hope for the best. And it works out for NiP for the most part. But they did lose Era there.
That was a really big misplay by Era. He just attacked for no reason. They didn't have any sentries. Maybe he thought they did, but yeah, absolutely was a freebie there from him. And kind of puts him back into this game, because if you look at the net worth, it's pretty much all NiP except for the Tidehunter is very, very farmed. Jug has really not much at all, with just a Mask of Madness and Yasha. This is not where you really want to be. And if you saw his last ulti, it wasn't that impressive. It was onto an Axe that's pretty damn tanky, and it didn't really do too much to him. So he needs more items, and it's pretty much all up to this Tidehunter. And actually, I will say Bambo is doing a ton of damage.
He's going Axe 2, which I think is a very good item choice. Seal Kit is... I don't know what you're doing here, buddy. I mean...
All right.
I don't know what he thought was going to happen, but hopefully not that. Nice shards go and actually connect on Mind Control. EMP going in. Blink, Berserker's Call. Paris is here. Omni Slash is going to go, but look at all these summons taking it up. It does no damage. Sonic Wave comes in and blows up 3. Nobody dead yet. Hanskin gets the snowball off. Unison Fed still chasing after some heroes. So far, 1-for-1 exchange. Well, Naomi in trouble now. They actually get Hanskin. Culling Blade onto 1. Now Bambo getting Berserker's Call. The Deafening Blast. Can they get 2? Bambo actually stays alive because the Culling Blade misses yet again. Air finally rotates in. Orchid's up in 3 seconds. Bambo has Blink ready to go. Chasing after him is bad. Blinks away, but Eric is still shadowing them. He could dive then and get the kill, but he's not going to. Turns into 3-for-3. Actually, Jonas Van chasing after this Lina, but she's pretty speedy. With Phase Boot, she'll back away. And more fighting and an even trade.
Yeah, again, a really dismal Juggernaut ulti. That time it was around 4 creeps in addition to 2 extra heroes, and then after he ulted, he ran away. And there was 2 heroes that got stunned, and I don't know if they were ulted from Quap, but they just took a ton of damage. And had he just stuck it out and sat there with either a Blade Fury or just auto attacks, I think they would have died, and it would have been a much better exchange. So, yeah, I think he's playing a little bit both too scared on the Juggernaut, but also not finding the most optimal ultis. Although we did talk about it, it's kind of hard because it's not the best Juggernaut game, to be honest, in the mid game.
Bambo, Berserker's Call, but I think Jonas Van is dead here. Yeah, the Lina just pops up the Dragon Slave, and Bambo comes in and gets a pretty big kill, and he's very close to his Ag. So, and this is something that Bambo has to, declare to his team. Is like, listen, we can get these kills if you stick around for Sonic Wave, especially after my Axe is completed. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of Omni Slash you get off. Like, until there are BKBs, NiP might not be able to survive the onslaught of basically Unknown.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say Bambo has been really impressing me lately. Like, in the last series that we watched him when we cast this as well, like, he's been playing very nicely. Got a lot of farm. Like, he was doing well up in the top lane when he really shouldn't have done as well as he did. Against what I think is to be a superior laner in the Clinks. Just Clinks does so much damage. But I
think Bambo realizes he has a lot to prove, and honestly, within these last couple of series alone, he's shown a lot to, I think, a lot of us. So I've been impressed like you, and we'll see how he carries on this play as this game continues. It's only game number 1, actually, and we've already had a pretty solid game between these two teams, so let's see how it finishes it off.
Blink Dagger on Tusk. This is when things really change for this hero and he comes to a whole new level. It becomes very, very easy to actually get into position to save people with a snowball now, whereas before you kind of have to like stand nearby. You can't really cast spells aggressively or do your own thing because you have to be so close to make sure you save somebody. With a blink, it kind of solves those problems because you can just blink from anywhere and immediately snowball to save your teammates. So, yeah, this is when the whole new level of Tusk comes into play.
Yeah, this is where the skill cap gets a bit high, and it's very difficult for anybody to stop a snowballing Tusk at this point. I mean, If he can get in and snowball, you pretty much save your team and reset the fight, get a stun off, heal up, Shadow Wave, and you're good to go. And, I mean, the 8 Mother with a Necro 3 now, he has a Blink Dagger as well, but this is where it's going to get difficult. The Sonic Wave for Bambo, now that much more potent. If he gets level 3 ultimate as well, oh, God, it's going to be ridiculous. The cooldown obviously decreased, the damage increased. You know, we'll see how this pans out.
The cooldown is the biggest thing. Just having a 40-second of, or, you know, only a 40-second cooldown of being able to spam it out basically all the time. And be very, very liberal with it. So you can basically cast it twice during a team fight, whereas before it's like you only get one shot to not miss that chance to throw, that opportunity, yo.
Oh, my Lord.
I don't know, it's just kind of... I don't know, that was
It just
really
happens,
lame.
man. Listen, when you cast, you
it.
have to let it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Trough the Rapper.
Oh, God. You can all fail fish that, because I damn well deserve that.
No, dude. Embrace your inner Eminem, it's fine. Walking up top is mind control. Mad with him, shadowing him, being his bodyguard, and they're going to try to finally take this last tier 1 tower in the top lane. And 8 Mother's nearby, actually. He needs to kind of leave. He realizes this. He gets out. Bot's done now as well. Blink Dagger bots. Midas Necro Book. And he starts using his Alacrity because, of course, he does have 2 points at the Wex. He could even bots down bottom if he wants to.
Tower is under attack.
This 2-2 tower should fall. Actually, they're going to glyph it. They're going to have the Tide TP, and they see him with the Ice Sigil. That's the problem. Mind control just TP's right on top of it. Sigil's so damn useful.
Yeah, the good thing is, I wonder if Sigil actually affects Juggernaut before he ulties.
That's
Like, it makes him invulnerable, though, right?
Yeah,
so I don't think
so. Well, 8 Mother's dead. Bambo throws out a useless, unfortunate ultimate. They actually get a 1-for-1 trade, but they get 8 Mother. That's the bigger point. There is the Mantis style now, so the Orc are not going to be as useful. But I think you're right. It makes you invulnerable. It should take off all of your... I don't know. Honestly...
Like, yeah, I don't know. I instinctively would think it wouldn't work.
Dude, we need like professors of Dota mechanics.
Like I should know this crap.
No.
You don't see this interaction very often.
No, dude, like, listen. People need to study Dota mechanics. That needs to be a college course, because right now people are having issues. Maybe he's going to get soul burn with the Orchid, and Eric just gets an easy kill, so.
Yeah. But Mind Control getting really, really huge, too. Like, has the gem, has the mech completed, and just about 4,000 gold, so... I presume it to be a refresher, but if he wants a refresher and to be able to cast mech and double ulti with all his other spells in between, I think he needs more mana. So might even want to think about a Shiva's.
Force Staff even might not be a bad idea.
Force Staff's not bad, but they're like, this is very physical damage base on NiP. Like pretty much everything. Invoker, yeah, his spells are very much magical, but Clink's is all physical. The heal is physical, Axe is all physical, so I could see a case to be made about Shiva's here.
I think Shiva's is a good choice. And that will give him more intelligence as well, whereas the Force Staff is a measly 10, so something to keep in mind. Mind Control looking at the Roche Pit from the high ground here. It's actually about to respawn. Hanskin might stay in here long enough. He also could just use Sigil to scout it out, so... Nice. The Odyssean fan actually just calling Blitz a creep just to get the buff going. That satisfying sound that goes across the screen, and he'll just move at light speed up to the top lane. I think Unknown are still in a rough position. They certainly have the potential to come back with the team they have and the items they're purchasing, but this is going to be a close game, I think, even down to the wire.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. Like, I still look at the net worth of the 3 cores of NiP, and it's really, really high there. Era did pick up his Blinks, going for a BKB now, which is actually not that... It's good, it's necessary against the Ravage, but the Sonic Wave still goes through it.
Yep.
That's one of the newest changes for Queen of Pain. And of course the Jug ulti, he doesn't really care about that either. So while he needs the BKB somewhat, it's also not as effective as one might think.
I think just for the Laguna Blade and the Ravage, you might have to buy this game. It might be a necessary pickup, despite the Sonic Wave going through Magic Immunity and obviously the Omni Slash. I think you have to just say, okay, Omni Slash, we have so many summons, I shouldn't be in trouble from this. Wave of Terror, there's this war that scouts this out. They're going to see that Roche's respawned, and
Radiant's middle tower
Mambo
is
will
under attack.
counterward it as they have Mind Control with the Gem of True Sight. But guess what's happening? I mean, Air's going to take this tier 2 tower mid, which is fine. Oh, maybe it's not fine. They're backing up, actually. They want to go home. Bambo has no TP.
Radiant's middle tower
The rest of them
has
should.
fallen.
Yeah, they're good to go in terms of TPs. But they have to make sure that the Raxes are defended from the Necro War. And actually, they're putting a lot of pressure on these range Rax.
The range Rex is almost going to fall, taking permanent damage here. And they're basically ratting this out. They've pushed top, they've brought them back into the base, and now they move into the Roche pit. And Unknown, unfortunately, is spread out, so while they want to defend this, I don't know if they have the numbers to do so. That was a very weird grave by Sealkid.
Pretty sure cooldown now, but Jonas and Fan's gonna jump in. Sunstrike's gonna go through. They Calling Blade one of the illusions, I believe. They just destroy that Titan. No Ravage for you. He buys back. He's gonna TP to the 2 tower. He's not gonna get here in time. They're gonna try to jump in. Matt's gonna get caught out. Yule Scepter's gonna go for himself, and Roche needs to fall immediately. Arab will pick it up, and now they just really can't fight. Deafening Blast is going. They need it back. They really can't contest this because guess what? NiP are already gone. And they get in, they get out, they get the Roche on. They say thanks very much. We're gonna see you later.
God, that's so big for NiP. That Tidehunter just blew up, and I'm wondering why he didn't spend his gold. He has had 4,000 gold, actually over 4,000 gold, now has 2,600 and no buyback. That's a big deal for NiP.
Yeah.
And, I mean, how much is a full Shiva's? I think like 4,300 or something like that.
Let's take a
4,700. Okay, I was a little under.
Yeah.
He could have at least maybe had the plate mail, sold that stick or something, but
yeah.
Of course, I don't even know if he's going to go for Sheepish. I just think it would be good, but
He lost so much money for pretty much nothing there.
Yeah, they just needed to be more deliberate about it. But like we said, like NiP did a good job about spreading them out, forcing them back, and then their numbers were not advantageous.
Bambo making the smart decision, blinking away. His blink in 1 second cooldown, and actually he jukes Era, and Era thinks he's running down lane still, but in fact he's in the corner, TPing away, scared.
Top tower is under
Tier 1 tower top might actually
Dire's
fall finally.
structures
Glyph's going to go.
are fortified.
Vlad's picked up now, coming out for the Tuskar. Very solid choice. Some armor is super useful. The lifesteal's not bad either, and definitely a good item coming out for this Tusk.
Has fallen.
Oh, these cores are so farmed on the side of NiP. Like, they just keep getting more and more of a lead. All three of them just about, what, 4,000, 3,000, 4,000 above their respective counterparts. Pretty impressive. And as you see, the graph reflects that too. NiP have a strong lead this game.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot for
Dire's
Unknown to
top
get back
tower
into it,
is
but
under
they're certainly
attack.
not out by any stretch. 10,000 net worth, or yeah, 10,000 net worth and about a 10,000 experience lead as well. There's that BKB that's coming out for Axon. Very solid item, I think. It's possible to be a bit more aggressive. And the rating courier goes down. Era actually snipes it as it's flying out of the base, and he's actually just backdooring currently because there's well, not really. The creeps at the tier 3 in the middle lane. Maybe they might fight top now. Hanska was thinking about going in. Era backs away. He's maybe going to wrap on this. And they actually force out the TP from Naomi. And Lena's Bracer goes down. I think that was on the courier. Berserker's call might go. Nice Dual Scepter onto Mad, but guess what? Mad is going to get orchided. BKB for Jonas, and Vanny's in trouble. There's the Coin Blade, blinks up in 3 seconds. And now Parrot's going to get Walrus Punch. Berserker's call. He is not getting out. Another Coin Blade comes in. Double kill for Jonas and Fane. And they're going to head right down top lane. No buyback for the Juggernaut. Omni Slash still off cooldown. And this should be at least a set of racks. More Coin Blades. Man, he's addicted to this R button press.
Yeah, and one other thing too that we see there is that every single time he gets a successful Coin Blade, it really speeds up everyone around him too, and it actually makes a difference in team fights.
Yeah.
So if he's able to get that one Coin Blade effect, it kind of just spirals out of control, especially if they don't expend anything huge out of it.
He has been playing a heck of a game. They're going to take down the range Rex, and despite having a bad time early on, he's being aggressive too. Yule Scepter and Web of Terror, and they actually pop the Blade Mail just so that they can't go on him any further. And again, a set of racks done. That's it. But yeah, they'll rotate mid now. They'll try to take this tier 3 tower. Era still has his Aegis. He'll probably Death Pack in 15 seconds. So actually they need to take down the tier 2 tower bottom. He's going to attempt that now. Gone. See you later. Mid lane, Ravage goes. Mind Control catches a couple, but swap out now. That'll be on Sealkid. Laguna Blade. He can't grave himself in time. He actually gets it off onto Jonas and Fane. And now there's a big Sonic Wave maybe coming out. No, the Snowball comes through. Hanskin staying alive. Sonic Wave still yet to be used, but they might pop it now. Oh, but the Tornado coming out of the backside, but they still get 2. Omni Slash goes in. Bambo pops up the ultimate, not that he needs it. On the other side, Arab BKB looking for Sakshika. Buyback coming in from the Axe. Doesn't have bots. He has to walk all the way down mid. Now the Yule Scepter from Bambo on top of Era. He has Aegis still. Shadow Wave going in. There's going to be the Aegis. They can't blow through that. They don't have an Axe. He might just die anyways. No Dark Pack. Yeah, there he goes. Dead to Shadow Strike, I believe, but he needs some help here. He might be able to blink out, and he does get out just in time. He might head to the jungle camp, buy or get a death pack creep now. Axe maybe gonna jump in. Grave gets off. Sakshika, but what? Eul Scepter coming in. Sakshika still in trouble. The Calling Blade not there. It doesn't work out in favor. And he actually follows the dieback coming out from the Axe. Era, EMP going onto Mad. He's gonna get Eul's Light Strike Array. He does get that Orchid off. It's a bit too late, however. No BKB for 29 seconds. Magic Missile, they have detection. Laguna Blade, he's dead. Down for 80 seconds, no buyback. Pretty good defense from Unknown, although losing that top Rax.
Yep, and they took a lot of damage in the midst of that fight on their tier 3 bottom 2. Invoker was ratting out pretty much throughout the most of that fight. But still, it's nice, successful defense from Unknown. Bambo is actually doing a lot of damage in these fights. If you saw there when they first went on, in the mid, he wanted to cast that ulti with a Sonic Wave, but had he done so impulsively, he would have missed them all because the snowball came out, but he totally predicted it. And he actually was just hesitant and waited for the right time. It was a really nice play by Bambo. Most players wouldn't have done that, and they would have actually fell for it. Very interesting pickup with the Refresher Orb. It's kind of interesting because you already have a very low cooldown of 40 seconds. So I find that a little bit strange, to be honest.
Yeah, Bambo is... He's going to have double ultimate, which I'm for. I just don't know how it's going to work out. By the way, Mompex points out the interesting stat. 12k experience change from that fight alone. I mean, that's fine. Experience is okay, but...
Wow. Yeah, look at that graph. That's insane.
The net worth is obviously the more important thing, but that thing just jumped drastically as well. So, again, like I said before, NiP, they haven't won this game yet. And basically, Unknown continue to have some solid defenses. And with a refresher now, double Queen of Pain ulti, assuming they don't jump in right to that snowball, they should be able to get some kills here.
There's finally the Shiva's Guard components there for Tidunner. I was wondering when he was going to buy it. And he does have enough, I believe. He's going to have to sell his stick, which he does. Courier's flying back with the Mystic Staff, and there we go.
Yeah.
So
full Shiva's
I think that's the right decision.
Pretty nice. Mind control now, pretty much rich. And he'll have to wait for his refresh orb. It's not going to be... It's his next item for sure.
Yeah.
Two refreshers in one game on the same team could get a bit crazy here. For NiP, Era he's stifled his farm a bit. He has an ultimate orb, and what I imagine would be Lincoln's or Scotty. Lincoln sounds pretty good. Or not Lincoln's, rather Scotty sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Lincoln's is weird against Jug because the ult will still go through.
Right.
It's not bad against, like, a Eul's combination from Lina, which is pretty much how Clinks die without BKB, but you can just BKB that out.
Yeah.
Speaking of Eul's...
Ooh, the BKB gets off. He actually can't blink, though. He swapped back and pops the Blade Mail. He'll try to Berserker's Call. He misses everybody with it. They saw it coming from a mile away. Now he gets gushed. Scream of Pain goes in. Laguna, and goodbye. X. Top lane, getting assaulted, though. Hanskin coming with a Necro Warrior on his side. And Era, actually, they spot him out. Mind Control saw him from a mile away, and they have detection. I don't think so. Paris is still chasing after him with that Mask of Madness. But again, all of a sudden, now the base is getting assaulted. Some of these buildings are going to get blown up, these moon wells. Maybe not.
Well, with the extra farm they've gotten in the last few minutes, they can actually take out these summons from Invoker a lot easier. So this is where the Necro Book starts to kind of lose its flair a bit. Nice there snipe from Era. Actually bought a refresher's been picked up in just 0.4% of Queen of Pain games from all time. Yeah, especially with it just seems kind of intuitive with the axe because you already get such a reduction of the cooldown. So it would seem that it would not be that great, but guess he really wants that extra burst.
This is just a Bambo build, straight up through and through, and with that, well, I mean, this could actually work out. It's possible. Plausible.
Yeah, I mean, it could because NiP is so reliant on their BKBs and their tanky nature, but, you know, obviously with the Sonic Wave going through the BKBs, it can kind of catch them off guard, so... Yeah, as we see here, 1,500 or 1,150 pure damage.
And that's just not for one target. That's for everybody in that vicinity. And I mean, there's a good chance all of these heroes are clumped up if they get a good Ravage or something. So if they get both of those off, plus Ravage, I mean, everyone's pretty much dead for the most part. You just have Jug come in and clean up with his Omni Slash. And we're talking about the perfect fight, though. That's the problem. And no fight is, you know, that perfect, unfortunately. I mean, maybe.
Sheepstick up onto the Clinks.
And that's his choice, huh? I guess that works out. I was expecting a Scotty. Well, that's not it, actually. He just goes for the lockdown. The Hex is going to be pretty useful on a lot of these heroes. And allows him to just kind of get more kills, solo kills even. He might find one right here onto Bambo. Oh, yeah. He blinks away. Bambo was alone.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know that, unfortunately. He can't really see too much into the...
Oh, indeed. Ravage goes Laguna Blade, and he just dies.
If they saw that sheep stick on him, too, they know he doesn't have buyback. That's pretty big.
And Roche is about to respawn as well, and this is very difficult to contest for NiP without Era. They have damage, but it's just not as much. Mind Control blinks to the high ground. Jonas fan thinking about counter blinking. There's no Ravage up. And they won't go for the kill.
So Unknown need to play this really smartly because they know that they should have a good idea that Klinks doesn't have buyback. They need to push out the lanes, but they also need to be careful that they don't take a fight when Klinks is respawning because they know that they don't have Tide Hunter Ravage. So if it's a 5-on-5 fight right now, I think they will probably lose. But if they were able to push out lanes quickly and then maybe go for Roche, it did just respawn. And they might just take a tower from this and back.
Dire's middle tower
That'll be the smart play, but who knows if basically no one played smart. After all, Bambo's ready to go. He's itching for an ultimate. You can see him on the backside. In fact, 2 ultimates. He's ready to go. Tier 1 tower, Tier 2 tower. Excuse me, you're going to get glyphed. So NiP kind of just saying, well, they're not going to push the high ground, and even if they do, we're going to have Klinks and we can defend. So, and they know that they're going to back up because guess who's top? It's 8 Mother, and he's split pushing with Alacrity and a couple of. Oh, Bambo jumps in with the Eul Scepter. There's going to be the Sonic Wave, and 8 Mother is going to get Laguna. He's not dead yet. He might be able to Ghost Walk here. Invokes right in a couple seconds. The Omni Slash bouncing into the units, but it doesn't matter. He clears them all up and gets the kill onto 8 Mother as well. And he could have microed that a bit better and had those units stay, but he wasn't that lucky.
Wow, this is a nice turn of events in favor of Unknown. Ag Scepter picked up for the Lina, so talk about more pure damage. That'll go through everything. One of the best Ags upgrades, in my opinion, in the entire game. It's really, really strong. Got a Basher now picked up onto the Juggernaut. Really big items coming out. Could this be some 3-2-2? I mean, NiP had a very good control of this game, but oh, there's an Invis Root picked up by Axe. Did they have a gem? Yep, there's a gem on the Mind Control.
And Jonathan walks right up to the high ground, really without vision. He's going to get graved up. BKB's popped. Graves going to keep him alive, but he is still going to die. He TP's out way too late. I'm not sure what he waited for there. He could have survived had he just used that earlier. Seal Kid now going to get caught out as well. They're going to lose 3 heroes, including 8 Mother who died top, and they're going to get Roshan. This Aegis is theirs, and maybe, just maybe, some more buildings as well.
That was an interesting ult from Lina, I must say. But kill secured, so to speak. There's Hanskin taking some damage.
Oh, man, he's trapped.
Dead, but he's dead anyway. Doesn't even matter. He's gonna snowball to buy some time. But yeah, this is turning into an actual very good game and in favor of Unknown, I would imagine right now.
They might take this. I mean, guess who's bottom though? Era is actually going to work at the range racks. They need some TPs and they need it immediately. 8 Mother is walking down mid. Where are the TP scrolls? Do they have any coming up from the Radiant side? They have one on Mind Control, one on Bambo, but actually Eric gets the ranged racks with some rat type plays, and they might even do some damage to this tier 3 as well in the middle lane. I mean, this is the problem, is that NiP, they might not have the best team fight lineup anymore, but they can take down buildings like no problem.
Yeah, this is why it's very, very important for Unknown to push out their lanes before going for objectives. Obviously, that was still, I think, in favor of Unknown. Oh, speaking of, Mayomi's in some trouble. He has cheese. He can pop it in a second. He will be fine. He does pop the cheese. They can maybe turn this on Era now. Yulsip
is going to go. Maybe still blocked in. BKB's out. Swap could go, and they won't use it. Cheese is forced. BKB is forced, so about an even change and even trade, so. Bots now for the Lina. This Lina, she got farmed quickly.
Yeah. She is really, really farmed, actually. She's almost 6 slotted. Okay, I guess she's almost 5 slotted. She can sell her boots and her bottle. But, yeah, that's really good. Here comes the smoke. Actually, there is a Tide Hunter Ravage available.
Saxiko, I don't know if he was smoked or not, but he reveals himself. Blink Eul Scepter now going up onto the poor 8 Mother. He pops the BKB. Aghanim Scepter, Laguna Blade, Aghanim Scepter, Bambo Ultimate coming out, Sonic Wave, and that BKB does literally nothing for him.
Yeah, this draft actually totally nullifies the BKBs. The Juggernaut doesn't care, the bot doesn't care, and now finally the Lina doesn't care, and that's the biggest one. And that's a support Lina, so it's all coming together here in the late stages of the game.
Yeah, this is exactly what they want. If they can just keep these lanes pushed out, basically no one can do the impossible. One was once a 12,000 gold lead. Well, unfortunately, Matt's going to get caught. He won't have buyback if he dies. He jukes Era! Oh, what jukes? But it doesn't matter. He walks down and back into the lane and dies anyways. This is going to turn into a team fight. Mind Control might be able to ravage. He has it available. Handskin is going to get caught out. He'll TP away. They just can't find a target to go on. They're looking for Seal Kid. The blink forward. There's the Yule Scepter from Bambo to set this up. Era's going to walk mid, going to try to take this tier 3 tower. Paris jumps with his right click, gets the kill. In fact, Era is going to try to finish off this melee racks down bottom, and they don't have Glyph on the Radiant side. However, they know that these things get pushed out. They'll head back bottom more than likely.
Yep. Yeah, they do need some ways to push out these lanes quickly
Oh, the
enough.
Omni Slash onto Jonas and fan, but there's no real fault. But now the Magic Missile, maybe there is follow-up. The Blink deck Fraomi gets the kill with Sakshika getting the last hit. And he's dead for 75. He does have buyback, though. But down bottom, Era now going at the top of Mind Control. Actually, it's the other way around. He's caught. They have Gem still. Bambo desperately trying to get him range. He can't blink forward. And Era actually might survive because of that beautiful Orchid. Bambo blink forward, scream. Oh, he gets the kill. Bambo with the blind blink scream gets it done. Oh, my lord.
Where's the pleasure in that?
Wow, very nicely done. And he does have a buyback, but certainly he doesn't want to use it.
On scan.
He won't
Goodbye,
have any.
buddy.
Dear God.
This is it, man. Basically, no, they've won the last, like the 5 last team fights that have gone their way. Provided them so much gold. They're going to head up to the high ground now using the illusions, and they're going to try to get the sigil. It goes down. Meanwhile, 8 Mother comes in. There's the tornado. The MP deafening blast. Maybe probably dies here. Bots in from Bambo, but
Scares him away, actually.
Sonic
There's
Wave. All right, bye. See you later.
The range on that is insane, too. It doesn't look like it hits the units on the very far edge, but despite being 4 towers down, the Radiant is now leading in gold. Yep, that doesn't surprise me, actually, with all these items coming up. But what's Quap now finally built? BKB. Okay, so we're double BKB, double ulti, double Yules, double bots, double the fun here for Bambo.
Yeah, he's having a good time now. The Smoke of Deceit gank from NiP, they really didn't use any of these in the early game at all, so they actually they use the smoke. They realize they're behind. Mad shouldn't get caught here. He
will.
Blinked into the trees. Yeah, he actually will. He's going to get tornadoed. And Yulsip comes out, but actually avoids the Sunstrike. Blink Berserker's Call. He jukes it. He gets away. The Light Strike arrays further into the trees. TP not available for 1 second. Now it is, and he's going to get out. He leaves. He just says, see ya.
That's so good. Very nicely done. The quick Yules and the quick blink right afterwards. Wasting their time, wasting their smoke gank too, which is pretty important in the late stages of the game. Aegis is reclaimed, and it's actually going to be a really long respawn here for Roche. 4 minutes and some change.
Arrow. Blink Gush. Omni Slash going in as well. Laguna, they take him down. He does have buyback, so okay. Big kill, but they got to get into the high ground somehow. They got to force out some buybacks. But all while this is happening, you can bet that NiP are going to finish off bottom racks. So, I mean, NiP Unknown have to TP back. They really just can't go for mid right now. Blink Ravage is going to go, but only on a Jonas fan. Actually catches on 8 Mother. Bambo trying to clean up this creep wave in the summons, but he really doesn't do that much damage. And actually, the Necro Archer finally go down. Nemo mid lane. The fight's happening. Omni Slash going through. Right click from Sakshika. His illusion's doing work. Tier 3 tower going to fall. Seal Kid is the first to fall. Buyback coming in from Era. So they force out the buyback from your Clinks. It's actually just going to go ahead and TP out with this Blade Fury. Smart play. And all right.
That was really big for Unknown. I thought it was not going to be so good because they wasted the Ravage. There was miscommunication. Bam was like, no, I need to save my racks from minions. And the Titan wanted to go in. But they, like you mentioned, they baited out the buyback, so now it doesn't really matter. They kill Era again. They pretty much, I would say they pretty much win the game if the lanes are pushed. I mean, Era's not even really doing much in these fights anymore. He just gets caught out too much. His PKB's down 7 seconds too, so he's got to be really careful.
He started off the game with a huge stat line and how he has 7 deaths to his name. And if Mind Control was here, he would get caught out and he would be killed. And he's been playing so aggressively that honestly, this is dangerous.
It is. It's really dangerous.
This gem, he might get spotted if he walks. He's going to walk right into Mind Control, isn't he? Yeah, he's going to walk right into him. Gush is going to go, but they do get the Walrus Punch in. And
oh
actually,
no, they're all going on an illusion.
Wow. They actually just coin bladed that. Now it's on cooldown. Mad getting caught out, but the Yules comes in. Sonic Wave not doing that much. Jonas and Fan, however, getting right-clicked by Sakshika. The second Sonic Wave. Bambo really wanted that kill. Swap out. 8 Mother caught. Now there's going to be the Omni Slash. Blows him up. Dead for 88 seconds. Who else is on the backside here? Hanskin falls. Double kill for Sexy Bambo. Who else are they chasing after? Seal Kid. He is going to get his grave off, but it is all crumbling beneath NiP's feet. They're all going to die with the exception of Era. He'll do his best to push out these lanes, but they actually need to go home and defend. The effigy's gonna fall. No, mind control. His effigy is dead. No. Matt comes in. He'll just let Stricker and clear this up, but everyone else is pushing straight down mid.
Well,
buyback from
that's
8
a
Mother.
buyback from 8 Mother. They want to go for a kill onto Mad,
Oh,
which they maybe get,
Alacrity?
but even if they do, it's not that big of a deal. They don't
Sonic
even get it.
Now
What
8
are
Mother.
you
This is
doing,
a
8
dieback.
Mother?
Why? He realized maybe that he had to make some play, make some space for Era, but that is not the way to do it. He is dead for 100 seconds now. And they're going to have Bambo TP into the mid lane. This tier 1 is literally a breeze away from death. And the Rax as well are probably going to fall. They'll even up the Raxes at the very least. Maybe. Oh, Era's going to get the Courier. Nothing on it, but still a pretty big pickup. They're going to go for the tier 4s. Unknown want to finish this game off. Healing Ward's going to go, and they might be able to do enough damage here. Era could just walk back home, but this might be it. NiP, they were 12,000 net worth up. Are they going to lose this first game? Basically Unknown. They're taking the tier 4s now. Seal Kid's back up. They have to try to find a way to defend. Hanskin can get it with the snowball. Walrus Punch. Ravage comes in from mind control, and they are going to kill both of them immediately ASAP. Bambo gets the double kill with the Sonic Wave, and Era comes in, hexes up Sakshika, but he gets Laguna Blade. He's low. Berserker's Call is going to go. Era's going to fall. He has no buyback. Jonas and Fan is the only one alive, and GG finally called. What a comeback. It's finally complete. Basically Unknown take the first game in a barn burner, if I've ever seen one. What a freaking crazy game. My God.
Wow, that was really fun to watch as a spectator for sure. Definitely not fun to play if you're NiP because, man, they should have... It's hard to say they should have won it, but I would definitely say they threw away what was a very comfortable lead. And the end there, too, going on to the illusion with both the Tusk he ulted and the call came out from Axe. Obviously, it's hard to really know, but very well played. I gotta say, from Bambo especially, man, that guy played his ass off. From the laning stage, yeah, he did die to a solo kill from Era, but he still had more CS, or at least roughly the even CS in a lane that he really shouldn't have won, and just found the right way to play the hero. Like I said, that the being able to just hold back his ulti at the right time when he knew the snowball was coming out, that was really impressive to me personally, but really well played.
Bambo with quite the epic game. Really solid play coming out from basically Unknown. Not getting shaken up after they lost that Rax top lane, and just kind of making sure they got that gem. And once that gem came out, Era became ineffective very quickly. So 51-minute game, and that'll be game number 1. Basically Unknown taking the victory here. And NiP a game away from not qualifying for DotaPit season number 3 here. So we'll see if they can even it back up and go to game 3. We'll have to wait and see again. My name is Mont. Joining me today is Montpax and Trough. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter at MontDota, at TroughDota, and at Montpax as well. Shout-outs, criticisms, concerns, comments. You can throw them in chat or on Twitter. Guys, make sure you check out DotaPit.com and Twitter.com/DotaPit for more information. Game number 3 coming up soon, guys. Stick around. Or 2, rather.